All
Okay,
right.
great.
Welcome to the Sheila Mack Show, reality at its finest. Here we have Steve Fluke, and he is going to share about power to golf. And so, welcome to the show, Steve.
Hello, Sheila. It's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me to your show this week.
Thank you. And I'd love to start off. Now, this show basically began with my best selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. So I always like to ask guests if you have a time in your business or your personal life where you experienced a tough situation and how you got back on track.
Oh yeah. Well, any startup is difficult. There's nothing simple about it in most cases. Generally costs at least twice as much and takes twice as long as you planned, even if you're a great planner. So yeah, there've been we had one rogue partner that wanted to steal the company, and involved a lawsuit in federal court. I mean, it was pretty serious stuff. We won, good versus evil,
Yes.
and so that was one example. And but there's been other challenges along the way. We're putting a very high tech, uh, rather different, radically different technology into a very traditional space. And because of that, we've got to be able to overcome that technological and cultural challenge. And so that's where we're at now. And people are starting to accept it, realize, well, an automatic power club versus not golfing at all. I'll go power. And that's what the decision's being made now across the country and in 8 different countries now.
That's incredible. Yes. So we've met actually for those tuning in at lovely Lake Las Vegas, a beautiful golf resort community. And so Steve has introduced me to the club, and I will be sharing later on some reels of us actually on the court, on the course, using the club. So yes. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about how um, the club got started and what it
Sure.
does, the people that it's helped?
Oh, sure. No, that's fine. My pleasure. I coincidentally ran across the initial original inventor, Roy H. Taylor. He was working out of his garage. He was retired not recently from Lockheed Missiles and Space, and he was bored and decided just to come up with a club that required no swing, a power club, so to speak. And As far as the from that point, we started as an R&D company. I met Roy. I had a background in golf as a former PGA club professional, and so I provided my expertise and some investment as well because I could see and share his vision. And lo and behold, came on board, and we started as an R&D company. And then we came out with the first prototype. Then we moved into production, and now we moved into mass production.
Mm,
And the club itself is I'll describe that. It's a powder actuated golf club. It means it's powered by gunpowder, powder
yeah.
actuated, and they're power strips, very similar to blanks that are used in other different applications. Like a nail gun is another application of powder actuation technology. So we use that technology and applied it to the club. And we can hit golf shots from 25 yards up to 225 yards. Can also fade or draw the ball, moving the shots from right to left and left to right, and low shots and high shots.
Mm,
It's no louder. A big concern is how loud is it? Well, it's no louder than a big hitter hitting a steel metal club, if you will. And that was the first engineering feat that we had to overcome. It couldn't be, so loud that it was going to scare people off the golf courses.
yeah.
So that was a great accomplishment. And we like to say it's course friendly, takes no divots.
Mm.
So it's easy on the course and great for our golfers that we're helping to remain in the game. The types of people that we serve are people with most commonly bad backs, shoulders, or hips. Either they cannot swing, or if they try, they're in pain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And for most or a large percentage of our, senior golfers, once you get past 60, those things happen. And again, by and large, the people we serve, by looking at them, they look fine, but not swinging a golf club, not turning and torquing the body in the back.
Mm.
That's maybe not part of their possibilities now. But we've also served, and we also serve stroke survivors, people
Mhm.
with debilitating arthritis, people with equilibrium problems. It seems kind of funny, but it's not. You swing and you fall down. Well, if you're 25, you fall down is fine, but it's fine. But if you're 75, not so good. You don't want to be falling down.
Right.
So, but again, whether it's something minor or something major, we're helping thousands of people across the country, and as I mentioned earlier, 8 countries. So it's helping quite a few out there stay in the game and enjoy the golfing experience.
That's wonderful. Now, I'd love for you to share about how you first started to fall in love with golf and how that became a part of your life.
Oh, I can remember it very distinctly. My grandfather took myself and my brother and my two sisters out to a driving range one evening just to have fun, something to do. And it was love at first swing.
Mm.
And I was 10 years old. And I've been involved with the game ever since. Enjoyed it playing junior golf and collegiate golf and professional golf and as a club professional. And I have been involved with golf, been a love affair for over 50 years now.
Yeah, so what is your favorite memory during your golf playing years, like when you were competitive?
Sure. Well, I won some mini tour events and tried my shot at the show as they call it, the PGA. Like most, it came up short. But my most endearing thought and memory is I made my one and only hole in one. It was October 26, 1974. I can remember it like it was yesterday, and that was the highlight of my golf career. Second of that would probably be watching a good friend of mine, Dennis Walters, um, be inducted in the World Golf Hall of Fame a few years ago.
Mhm.
And Dennis is a real supporter of what we do. Dennis had a tragic story, I like to call it, turning a lemon into lemonade. He had just won the PGA sectional event in New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and I think it was the New Jersey Open. So this was a very good player, really good player,
Mm, yes.
and he was going out on a golf cart to join some friends, and the cart flipped,
Oh my god.
and he became a paralysis immediately.
Wow.
And it's tough for him, but he like a lot of people with paralysis we serve, he loves what we do. He
Mm.
went on, and for the past 40, almost 50 years now, he's had the Dennis Walters show. He's a trick shot artist, so he's bounced back. He started with the assistance of his father to begin with, and he's kept this program and his show going, being inspirational to uh, audiences across the country and beyond. And but he loved what we're doing because Dennis again had a certain skill set.
Yeah.
Asking someone to be sitting down trying to swing a club is not that easy.
Mhm.
He makes it look very easy. So we help those people with again paralysis and but those are some of the highlights that I've had in my career and in my journey in this great game we all enjoy.
That is wonderful, and I know I shared a story with you when we were out on the course, and I'll share it with the audience where I had that beautiful, wonderful friend of mine, Jax. He's now passed away, but he played golf every day. He retired in La Cañada at the country club. He would play golf every day get up early in the morning, and one day it was his birthday. Today's my birthday. So,
Oh,
uh,
great. Happy
thank you.
birthday.
Thank you, but
Didn't
it was
realize.
yeah, and it was his birthday, and, we met at, like, a coffee bar that everybody went to in the community. We all did a lot of community service work together as friends, through all the different ages. I was a young mom, and here he was, had a birthday, and he says, "I'm 96 today," and I was like, "No." I thought he was in his 60s.
Mhm.
And I said, "I'm gonna card you," like, when you do a young person for their ID for drinking, and he showed me his ID, and he was 96. Looked amazing, and he gave the credit to being out there on the course, and I could imagine how many more people that maybe had to stop doing that just to be able to get back out there, to be able to walk around and be with everybody else and use this club as an accommodation. It can really
Mhm. Yeah.
add to your life and your years and your enjoyment. So I think
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
wonderful
Yeah. Yeah.
gift.
Well, he was the exception, you
Yes.
know? He's the rare exception. Usually you get to 70, 75, 80, and it's just not happening anymore, you
Yeah,
know? So
yeah.
we extend the life, but again, he was the great exception, and they're out there,
Mm,
but, again, as I mentioned, once you hit certain thresholds, like either 70 or 75 or certainly 80, most people, they're done with their golf, and they may have, another 10 or 20 years of their life, but they just can't golf anymore, so that's where we step in.
right. Yes, that's wonderful, just to get out in the fresh air and
Right.
I think that really kept Jax going for a long time. I believe he lived to be 102 or something like that. So he lived
Amazing.
a very long, happy life, and golf was so
Mhm.
much a part of his daily routine. It was just what really kept him going. So it's very
Yeah.
important and a wonderful gift to have if you have a golf course near you or club, this is a wonderful thing to recommend to the club so they can carry it for those who need it. I think it's just a wonderful gift for someone who loves golf and stopped. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great. Yes, and
Well,
I know
we yeah, we just not interrupted, but when we ship it out to people, just to make sure it's exactly what we promised, once you receive it, you have a 10-day, trial period, if you will. And if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, just send it back. And quite frankly, we've only had two that have been returned. These were stroke survivors that were beyond what we could do,
oh,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But we like to make sure, since we sell it directly to the golfers, just so they have some assurance that, yeah, this is not just, something that they're talking about. It doesn't work out. It works, and it works great. And so we're just real happy and thrilled to be able to keep people out there golfing a little bit longer.
Mhm. Yes. And do you have a story, of maybe a person that has been helped by the club that you've worked with? I know you shared a few
Sure.
on the course with me.
Yeah, there's quite a story. There's a story behind every club that's sent out, and some a little more dramatic than others. One is a gentleman down in Bakersfield, and he great golfer, enjoys it, and he got into a motorcycle accident and lost his leg,
Wow.
and because of some other complications, could not golf anymore. And we've got him out there. I mean, but it's just amazing to get these people out there, because again, if you're not a golfer, you don't really appreciate it. But if you golf for all your life, and then you have a life changing event and can't do it, or just aged out of the game, it's really traumatic, because that's where all my friends are at. That's where my social outings at. If I don't do this, I'm just going to be staying at home, and that's no good. So golf represents, again, not just the sport, the activity, but your social outing where all your friends are at. So
Mhm.
when you can't golf anymore, you're pretty much done as far as having fun, for a lot of people's opinion, how they feel. So
That's very true, and it's so wonderful to I have a vacation home over at a golf resort, And I think it's so important to have community. That's one thing that I love about our community, Steve, and
Sure. Yep.
just being able to connect with so many people as we're walking around. We're always saying hi. Everybody is so loving and friendly. And
Yep.
that is the gift about these incredible communities. Whether you go to a club or you live in a golf resort community or vacation, have a vacation home there, it is a lifestyle. And
Right. And if
it's
those types of facilities are tied to golf and you can't golf anymore, you're kind of done,
yeah,
unfortunately.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, and everybody's got
So,
their little golf carts. I mean, it's they race
yeah.
around in their carts, and we have a blast, so
Uh-huh.
it
Yeah.
is wonderful. Now, Steve, I'd love for you to share how could people get one of the clubs for themselves? Where do they go?
Yeah,
How
real simple. They can go online, power the number two golf, so power2golf.com, or just give us a call, 650 and order it. If we ship out Monday through Friday, if the orders come in before 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, it gets shipped out that day. And if it's ordered later, then it gets shipped out next day.
All
And
right.
we work with FedEx. They do a great job for us.
Yes, that's very good. So that comes in pretty quickly. Still some time for the holidays for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're starting to see some pickup here for Christmas presents for dad and mom and uncles and so on and so forth. So yeah.
yeah, it's definitely you go really far when you use that to hit the ball. So that
Oh
was a
yeah.
great experience. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when we developed it, I told Roy, I says, we need to hit the sweet spot of 225 yards. Okay.
Mhm.
Because that'll reach all the par threes in one shot, the par fours in two shot, and the par fives in three shot. If you're just bumping it out there 50 or 100 yards, you really can't participate. So we needed to have that distance to be able to reach it. And we do. We achieved that. And we've had some of our clients hitting it upwards of 250, 260 on a few shots. But we have that at least that threshold of 225 yards for the top distance.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. Well, thank you again, Steve. And I like to close by asking if there is, um, if you could go back in time to maybe your younger self, maybe when you were out there on the course with your grandfather that first time, what advice would you give yourself?
Well, life is short. You got to just enjoy what you enjoy and find a passion, whatever that might be. I found mine early on, and my vocation and recreation and profession was all rolled into one great experience called golf. But yeah, so I was fortunate and found something young at life. So whatever it is, whatever you have a passion for, you got to follow that.
Yes, and that I don't know, that makes me think of if you're a parent or a grandparent listening in, take your kids or your grandkids out and let them enjoy things with you that you love because usually they'll end up loving something you do because it's something close. And so that makes all the difference. That was where I actually first learned to play golf, was on the golf at the country club in La Cañada with my grandfather. So that, and we went all the time. I was always on that cart. So that's my memory, first memory of golf also. So that's really important to keep up
Yeah,
this season.
yeah,
That is a gift, a lasting gift, just the gift of time with your family.
I
Definitely.
agree. Yeah.
Yes. All right. And one more time, where can they go then again to order the golf club?
Yeah, real simple. Power the number two golf. So power2golf.com or 650-309-7917. Either way, we'll take care of you. And we're all over the YouTubes and so forth. So if you want to get additional information, that's fine, or just go to the website. It's all there. Or again, just give a call and we'll take good care of you.
All right. All right. Well, thank you again, Steve, for being a guest on the show today, and I'll see you back at the
My pleasure.
club. All
You
right.
bet. All
Take
right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care. Bye.